Alright guys, welcome back. So today we have to talk about Rigetti, RGTI, quantum name which is up 30%, market capitalization $5.3 billion. Of course, I have talked about this one many times, but last time I talked about this one, it was back in March 14th. It looks like this was NVIDIA quantum event, and pretty much on most of my videos I was saying that this stock is a pump and dump, and pretty much most of the quantum names wouldn't stay up in the next like 12 to 16 months is at these levels. But surprisingly, ever since from that March or so, stock actually did hover around just fine, and pretty much today's move with a very large volume is happening due to short squeeze, and pretty much people are not being able to borrow shares to short, and also technical breakout. So my resistance area was somewhere around 15. Okay, so this is the price resistance I was watching, but at the same time the all-time high closed somewhere around 20. That's where I have my alert, and at the same time we had this downtrend. So pretty much price started coiling up to this moment where once it broke, which was today, I think they had a news and it stock gapped up, and then it just never looked back and it just kept squeezing. I'm going to show you guys the short data and all that stuff, but to keep it short, so I'm going to be watching essentially from here now if it has more gas in the tank. If it's not like a one-off day, if it wants to squeeze a little bit more into the option expiration of this July 18th, the gap fill area from last time when NVIDIA CEO mentioned that these stocks are junk essentially, and all of the quantum gap down that particular day in the beginning of the year. So this gap I will be watching as a potential level, as a gap fill area, and for me, looks like for Rigetti, it's somewhere around 1750. Okay, so above 1750 resistance, I would watch $20. Above 20, yeah, we'll talk about that one. It might get really interesting, but we have seen these kind of like spikes where volume was pretty high, like this, and then it just didn't hold on to it and it just faded right back down. Same thing can happen here too, but this time if you take a look at the short data, people were aggressively shorting these stocks because, well, these companies don't make money. Okay, I'm not shorting it, I don't have any position, and I haven't even been touching any quantum name lately at all. But these are highly shorted, okay? Regardless of the volume, they had high short float. And then if you take a look at at least on two of my platforms, it's showing that Rigetti doesn't have any shares available to short. And it was very low all day long today. And that could be the reason why it just kept melting higher and higher. At the same time, option activity. There were more net premium buyers as well. If you take a look at it, this graph pretty much showing us, this yellow is the price of a stock, this green is a call buying activity, and then the red one down here, a lot of people were selling puts, but it's way down there. So not many people actually, very low amount of people were interested to buy puts, and puts were being sold. And I'm not sure if they're being bought and sold ultra short term. I'm not going to dive into that one, but I can take a look at least stats for today, where 600,000 calls traded, 253,000 puts traded. So if you take a look at the calls, 40% of the calls were purchased at the asking price versus puts, 35% of the puts were traded at the bid, meaning people were selling it, and only 14% were executed at the asking price, meaning not that many people were interested to buy puts for Rigetti stock. So those are the two price levels I'm watching for this name. If this stock, essentially, as long as it stays above this $15 breakout area, even if it wants to come test this level, it's still looking a breakout level. And usually when you see a candlestick pattern like this, where opens at lows, goes as high as possible, and then closes near its highs, not like closes at the highs, but a little bit of a retracement, this candle is a very strong bullish candle, and I do personally expect some sort of a follow through. If you go take a look at these two as well, after like a strong big bullish candle, usually there's a follow through. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be watching for the rest of the week. So considering today is Wednesday, we do have 2 more trading sessions left. I would be watching if it wants to squeeze more $17.50, $20 levels. But again, this is not a buy or sell recommendation. This is just a quick update. We will definitely come back down, take a look at this name in the next couple weeks, a couple of days for sure. But let's see if volume persists, okay? So if volume disappears, you want to be cautious with these names. But that's my take. That's what I'm watching for Rigetti, RGTI. That's the video. That's the update. See you in the next one.